Brian here with Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf. Don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. So wanted to share the results of my recent bourbon hunt. So rather than getting out on the roads in Colorado right now, I actually did this bourbon hunt online. It's been really, really cold in Colorado. The roads are kind of jacked up with ice and snow. And so I figured, you know what, let me just shop online in January in Colorado and not deal with the roads and the cold temperatures. So I recently went on to Preet's Barrel, not sponsored by Preet's Barrel at all. I pay full boat for everything in my collection, but it's a good online spirits retailer. Some of their stuff is ridiculously expensive. I kind of avoid that because I'm a working man with a working man's bourbon collection. But sometimes I can find stuff on Preet's Barrel that I can't find in my stores. And a lot of times it's at MSRP, and if you buy enough bottles, it's free shipping. So it's just like paying retail out in your liquor store. So I really like that. So let's get into it. The first one is a Jack Daniel's single barrel. So I'm a huge Jack Daniel's fan. This, by the way, is a Preet's Barrel store pick. So although they're online retailer, they do their own barrel picks, and they're excellent. This particular one was the first bottle from this hunt that I opened up and took a sip of, and wow, it's elevated. You know, we all love the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof Rise and Tennessee whiskey at the 125 to 130 proof. But you know, sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just don't want to drink something at that proof level. I want something a little bit easier to sip for like an everyday sipper. Don't sleep on these Jack Daniel's single barrel selects. These can be excellent. This particular one, like I said, is really elevated. It is really delicious. All right, next one. Picked up a Baker's 7. I'm a big fan of certain Beam products, certain Knob Creek products, and this Baker's 7 from Jim Beam, I'm a real big fan of. 107 proof. It's also a single barrel. Almost everything I picked up off of Preet's Barrel on this hunt is in fact a single barrel. This has just that classic beamy profile, but it's elevated at 107 proof. It's well aged at 7 years. It's got that kind of peanutty quality. When I drink a Beam product, you know, I do like that peanutty profile. I picked that up in Heaven Hill products and Jim Beam products such as Knob Creek and Baker's, etc. If you don't like that nutty profile, then probably Beam stuff is not going to be for you. But this has got really nice oakiness, a lot of barrel char, some peanutty qualities to it that I really like. So Baker's 7, big fan. I picked up a Green River single barrel proof. It's 124, 125 proof. I like Green River products. You know, the lower proof stuff are great for everyday sippers, great for mixers. Their weeded bourbon, etc. At the lower proof levels are good everyday sippers. Nothing special though, but these barrel proof single barrels are very, very good. Looking forward to diving into this new one. Picked up an Old Forester single barrel. This is the Black Label 100 proof though. I love the Blue Label barrel proof Old Foresters. They're fantastic, but they can drink pretty darn hot. You know, so again, like I said, sometimes I just don't want to be beat over the head with 130 proof. I do love those whiskeys. I have them in my collection, but sometimes having, you know, beautiful single barrels at 100 proof is the way to go for me. So really looking forward to diving into this one because I love Old Forester's flavor profile, and these single barrels at 100 proof are really, really good. Last but not least, New Riff. This is their winter whiskey. So it's an annual release. It's like an experimental bottle. Check out this mash bill. 65% corn. Okay, that's pretty standard. 20% malted oats. 7% pale ale malt, 5% steel cut raw oats, and 3% chocolate malt. So tell me a whiskey you've ever heard of with that mash bill. It doesn't exist. This is truly kind of a unique New Riff expression. When I first opened it last night, just to get kind of an aroma off of it. It was amazing. I was like, whoa, what am I smelling here? This smelled like a chocolate malted stout beer. It was very kind of yeasty and malty. I was like, whoa, that's really intriguing. But I left it open for a little while because I don't know about you, but when I buy my bottles, I actually like to pop the cork and leave them open for a half an hour. Just let some air get at the bottle. But when I did that, when I came back to it a half an hour later, the cocoa powder note coming off this bottle was unbelievable. It was maybe the most chocolatey aroma that I've ever gotten off a whiskey. So really looking forward to getting into this one. I've never had this one, by the way, before. I recently did a video, by the way, of the brands that I'm going to be loyal to in 2025. And the reason I did that was because, you know, there's so much whiskey out there. There's so much to choose from. Some is egregiously expensive. Some is overhyped and not worth the money. So I'm really focusing on brands that I know I like and that have bottles in price points that I can afford, bottles that I can find. So Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam products like Knob Creek and Baker's, Green River, Old Forester, New Riff. These are some of the brands, along with Sagamore Spirit, these are some of the brands that I'm really focused on because I know I like what they produce and I can find things that I like in price ranges that I can afford. I'm a working man with a working man's bourbon collection. It's very difficult for me to pay these $300 or $350 for a Russell's 15. As much as I would like a Russell's 15 in my collection, I just can't pay those kind of prices. For $300, I can get 6 great bottles. So, you know, that's just kind of where I'm at in my bourbon journey, focusing on what I like, the brands I like, in the price points that I can afford and I'm willing to pay. Hope that helps you out. Take care, everyone.